Hello, everybody. This is a Krouton. I guess I don't know if this is a story time video or what I'll consider it in the future, but this is no, this is I'm just gonna be playing the finals, to be honest, and I'm gonna be talking about some stuff. I guess the main points I'll be talking about is like my brother, my uncle, my general story time content in general, because there's a lot of shit that's been happening, and I just haven't been in the mood to like sit down and write an entire script. And but okay, so I say script, but no. Now, these aren't scripted. Well, no, they are, but I mean, okay, I write down stuff so I could stay on topic. That's what I mean. That's why I have a script. But like in reality, like this shit is real. Everything I talk about on my channel is real. My evil English teacher got sent to hell. All that shit, you know, my brother is actually a fucking terrorist, like all that. My brother and uncle are actually terrorists, is what I'm trying to say, because like, why would I lie about that? You know? Especially with the whole Panera thing that happened recently, with my brother, like, taking me hostage and shooting me in the leg. Like, I probably need therapy. I'm not going to, but I probably need therapy after that. Anyways, so basically, my brother, right, he's a free man, as we've established before. And the military's there's a lot of stuff I haven't talked about yet, mainly just because I've been like forgetting to, and I just felt it not necessary to talk about. But my brother is like known as a national terrorist. Like the military is after him. And the reason why I say this is because, you know, the news and the media is filled with all kinds of shit. They're talking about their politics and crap, right? But, like, my brother is killing civilians. He is an actual terrorist. Like, I don't understand why the media isn't covering this. Like, I get that, like, you know, the political landscape right now is, like, there's all kinds of, and I'm not gonna get into politics, because it's not really a field I want to get into, but, you know, on this channel, at least, I don't want to talk about politics on this channel, but, you know, like, they're all talking about all this other shit, right, with, like, Trump, and, like, you know, like, the war, and, all that, but they aren't talking about my brother. My brother is killing people. He is blowing up buildings. He is turning into, he is a terrorist. He needs to be locked up, right? You know, and oh god, you know, it's fucked up, man. I really do feel bad for all the victims of my brother's rampage, you know. That shit. Ooh, that play, you know. But yeah, no, he needs to be, he seriously needs to be locked up, like, for very obvious reasons. He's a terrorist on a national level. No, okay, and you want to know how I know this, right? No, because, like, you might be sitting here, oh, you've never mentioned your brother's, that you've joked about your brother being a terrorist, but you've never stated that he's actually a terrorist, and you're probably wondering where I got this information from. So, I forgot to mention, back in, like, my first video, right, the day after I uploaded the video, the surprise my brother is alive video, right, right after that, right, the military came to my house. They came to my, and you might be thinking, oh, okay, it's just the military. Why are you freaking out? They had a machine gun. You know those like trucks with the machine gun on the back? They had a machine gun. Oh. They had a machine gun ready to shoot. Ready to shoot. I'm trying to stay quiet because I don't want to, like, disturb anybody around me, but, like, you know, I'm a little bit angry about this. They had a machine gun pointed at my house, and they knocked on the house, right? They knocked on my door, and they were just like, oh, you know, Krouton, you know, well, they said my actual name, which I'm not going to reveal, but they said, Krouton, you know, like, you know, have you seen your brother in the past couple of days? And I'm just like, and, you know, I don't know why, I had the, I had the urge to lie and, like, not rat on my brother, but then I realized to myself, I fucking hate this guy! Why would I not tattle? So that's what I did. I snitched on my brother. I said, yeah, he broke into my house last night, you know? He broke into my house last night, and I tried to lock him up, but, you know, he got away. And they were just like, you know, oh, okay, thank you for telling us, you know, blah, 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 you know, like, he's a terrorist, so we gotta lock him up. The fuck? He's a terrorist? Now, I can understand it, and I understand why he's considered a terrorist now. Why he's considered a terrorist nowadays, you know. He did, you know, kill tons of people. Like, he shouldn't be considered a non-threat. He certainly is a threat to society. I'm not denying that. Like, I do think that there needs to be serious consequences of what he has done. But, you know, it's just, I didn't expect my brother, someone in my bloodline, to be a terrorist. Now, oh, god damn, they're really trying to fucking break in. You know, and I shouldn't be surprised that he's considered a terrorist. The amount of bombings he's been involved with, you know, it used to be he was just involved in them. Now he's doing them. And I don't understand his whole angle with the trying to find the cure to cancer. You know, you might be thinking, oh, Krouton, you don't want him to find the cure to cancer? Well, you know, it's not that I don't want to find the cure to cancer. It's just that I don't understand his angle. Because my whole life, I've had to deal with him. And I know him. And he's a fucking terrible person. I don't understand why he's out here trying to cure cancer when what's your angle, man? Like, I know you're not a good person. You have killed so many people, even before he's been on this whole curing cancer shit. And he has no motivation to cure cancer besides being a good person, which I know he's not. So I don't know why he's trying to cure cancer. Okay. I need to calm myself, okay? So, right, you might be thinking to yourself, oh, like, do you not want him to find the cure to cancer? No, obviously, I think it's, like, a good motivation, but at the same time, he's killed children trying to find this cure to cancer. And I think he's genuinely fucking moronic. It's just too stressful, man. I can't believe he managed to get out. And, in fact, I don't understand how they still haven't caught him. Honest to God, I think we live in the United States, one of the highest, like, our military is one of the most powerful in the entire goddamn world. How did he... Getting a little too political. Gotta calm myself a little bit. But back to my point, right? I think, honest to God, I think the thing that I was really thinking when I first found out my brother got out, right, was like, I was hoping that it would be my uncle that got out, mainly because my uncle, right? Now, is my uncle a great guy? Meh. That's extremely debatable, you know? My uncle has done his fair share of fucked up things, like when he tried to kill my family. During that, like, family gets, you know, the one, the video that I made about, like, the parrot shit, you know? The robot parrot caused the downfall of my uncle, right? That shit is what, that's like the first video I made about my uncle, right? He's a big conspiracy theorist, but at the same time, he hasn't really done anything necessarily wrong. Like, he doesn't really do anything that bad. Like, he's just a little bit crazy, you know? Meanwhile, my brother is just an actual terrorist who deserves to be, like, in prison. Honest to God, he deserves to be dead, honestly. If you want my honest opinion, that he deserves to be dead. But, you know, when it really comes down to it, I think we should just... I think... I do have a bit of peace of mind right now due to the fact that my brother is... It's been confirmed he's no longer in my state. Which is good. It's good that he's no longer in my state. And he's not any of the surrounding states. Well, it brings peace of mind because I now know that I'm no longer in danger. But I guess really the issue is that I don't have peace of mind mainly. Oh, what the fuck? I don't have peace of mind because I mean, I don't know what he could be possibly doing. You know, and I know that they don't have eyes on him. That's the reason why it's concerning, and I don't have peace of mind because they don't have eyes on him anymore. You know, and I would really prefer it if they had eyes on him, if they knew what he was up to, you know. You know, if we knew what he was doing, then I'd be able to sleep much better at night. Okay, that wasn't gonna happen. I would definitely be able to sleep much better at night if I knew where he was and if the authorities had eyes on him. But you know what? At least he's not gonna affect me anymore, and I won't have to go back to the hospital to get my leg stitched up because you know, he shot me. By the way, my leg is doing better now, by the way, if anyone was wondering. I know my viewers don't give a shit about me though, so I don't know. I think none of y'all really gave a fuck about me getting shot in the leg, but yeah, it's whatever. All right, I'd like to pretend you guys like me. Back to what I was, like, you know, thinking about, talking about. My uncle, he at least is, like, he at least kind of has a good heart, right? In a way. In his own weird way, he has a good heart, right? The evil English teacher video, right? The evil English teacher video, how, I told you we sent her to hell, right? By the way, I'd like to clarify. That was not my fault. That was all Jeremy's fault. Me and my friends had no part in that. Technically, he was the one who killed her. Now, I don't think that if the authorities were to investigate that whole thing, right, which I don't think they can anymore due to one, I died. First of all, I don't think that whole thing happened. I don't think she actually got sent to hell. I think that Jeremy must have put something in our fucking waters or something to make us think that, but you know, I don't think she actually got sent to hell. I don't think any of that really happened. It was just like, I told that story because I thought that it was, you know, I'm gonna stop talking about that whole story, actually, because, you know, it doesn't look good, right? Now, back to the topic at hand, what I was talking about. Before we actually conducted the prank, right? Before we conducted the prank, my uncle actually talked to me, and he found out what we were doing. 'Cause I decided to tell him because he caught me with the candles and the fake blood and all that. And you're probably wondering, what was my uncle doing at my house? Well, my uncle was actually living with us for a couple of months. One time, I feel like while I was in high school, and not really going to talk about why, because it's not really that interesting. But there is some interesting stories that came about that, right? That I will talk about eventually. But, anyways, he lived with us for a couple of months, and, you know, he told me, right? He told me, oh, like, Krouton, you shouldn't be fucking with that shit. You shouldn't be fucking with the demon shit, because, you know, you could actually send somebody to hell. Now, did I believe him? No. Do I still believe him? Maybe. But I'm starting to think, right, that, you know, maybe my uncle, maybe he wasn't that bad of a guy, you know? Like, my whole family gives him shit. Oh, god, dude, get that shit out of here. My whole family gives him shit for, like, you know, being crazy or whatever and being a conspiracy theorist. But, you know, why can't a man just simply believe certain things? Like, you know, there's some things he might be right about. Like, sure, does he believe the earth is flat? Yeah, and that's a little questionable, but, you know, but at the same time, he also believes that, you know, the big pharma shit, you know, the big pharma, like, you know, is actively working against us, and, you know, yeah, they are, you know, like, and I feel like that's a true conspiracy theory. Like, I do think that, like, there is some conspiracy theories I think, like, maybe he's right, but the whole pigeon shit and birds not being real, now, that shit's a little ridiculous. Now, And that shit's a little ridiculous. But, and, you know, I did just say my uncle is a good guy, but, I mean, granted, he did make a career off punching children. So, you know, maybe he's not the best guy, but at heart, he's good. Sometimes you just gotta make a hustle in life. You know, that's the American way. You sometimes have to... You have to, find your own way to make money. You know, a man's gotta make money somehow. So, I mean, like, you know, punching children... Is it the most moral way to make money? No. But at the same time, I mean, like... You know, there's people selling drugs and, like, ripping people's heads off for money. So, I mean, like... is he really that bad? Is he really that bad of a guy for punching children? That's really the debate it's coming down to. Is my uncle a bad guy for punching children? That's really what I'm thinking about here. Anyways. I mean... I feel like my uncle... He isn't always... He shouldn't be seen as a completely bad guy. Now... It feels like I'm justifying something that shouldn't be justified, right? I guess my uncle should remain locked up, but at the same time, I feel like he deserves a second chance, you know? If he maybe just, like, you know, worked on himself a bit, maybe then, he wouldn't be as crazy, but, you know, he's not that bad of a guy, really. Speaking of that, evil teacher video, right? I found Jeremy again, right? I found out what he was doing, right? And he's doing some weird shit with some outsider collective. Now, by the way, in my last video when I talked about Fetus Water, I found out more about Outsider Collective. Their mascot is called Fetus. Now that's very interesting. I guess, like, I want to clarify, Fetus Water has nothing to do with the Outsider Collective. It has to do... I actually don't want to share what Fetus Water is, because I found out what it was, and I think if you know, like, enough about pregnancy, I think you'll know you can infer what Fetus Water is, right? And I don't really want to get into it, you know? I don't really want to get into Fetus Water, you know? You know, when it comes to my channel, I don't want to talk about gross things, right? Now, there's some gross things that are going to happen in my story times, and yeah, that's just bound to happen, like the fucking Fetus Water. Now, that shit's inevitable to happen, that there's going to be gross shit that I talk about, right? But, you know, I just think that, like, I don't want to talk about feet. Maybe it's too disturbing. But anyways, right. Jeremy found out he works for this Outsider Collective. Now, I can't tell if he actually has a real job or if he's trying to rely on the internet for fame. But whatever he's doing, right, he's working for this Outsider Collective. Now, this Outsider Collective, right, they make music, okay? And they make pretty good music, actually. They make pretty good music. I like some of their music. Now, obviously, since it's a collective of people that make different songs, different people make different songs on the whole album, right? Obviously, there's not every song I'm gonna like, but I like most of their stuff, right? And I think it's a cool concept, right? But at the same time, right, I'm looking. Oh, God damn it. Why did you respawn me right in front of somebody else? Okay, whatever. You know, I find out that Jeremy doesn't make music for them. He's just a talentless hack that just doesn't do shit. He doesn't do anything. He makes these promos for them. Now, does he have the occasional zinger, and some of them are kind of funny? Yeah! I will admit, the Fetus Green joke was pretty good. But at the same time, all of his other stuff, I could tell you're putting a facade, Jeremy. Jeremy, I know who you are, and I know that isn't you. You pretend you're some wholesome, funny guy on the goddamn Outsider Collective promos, but I know what you are, Jeremy. I know what you are. You are not what you present yourself as. You are a terrible human being. I exposed you on that evil English teacher video, and you are a terrible person. I think that. Oh, hold on. Where did you go, bro? There we go. I know what you are, Jeremy, and I know you're just putting on this facade to trick people into thinking you're really a great guy and that you're just a chill dude. No, you're not! You are a terrible human being who has committed various crimes, just like everybody else in my life, and you're just putting on a goddamn facade for this outsider collective. Alright? I don't even know if he's gonna watch my channel. I don't even think he does watch my channel, that little shit. You know. And, you know, to clarify if Jeremy is watching this, you know, Jeremy, this goes out to you, you know. If you're watching this, which I highly doubt you are, and even if you are, you probably are not going to give a shit about me, but, you know, Jeremy, if you're... What the fuck was that play? Anyways, if you're watching this, Jeremy, right, you know, I don't apologize for exposing you. I don't really. And in fact, you should be locked up for your crimes.
A long-awaited return to the arena for the retros.
I think that's everything I want to talk about involving my videos as of right now, you know. But well, I guess what else I could talk about? I guess the McSnap wraps are back. That's pretty cool, I guess, you know. You know, I think the McSnap, you know, that's the problem with fast food, you know. And the problem with fast food is that, you know, people fucking judge you for going like, oh, you're eating all this unhealthy shit. You know, what you're eating is unhealthy. And I'm just like, yeah, you know, I know it's unhealthy, but I don't give a fuck. Let me eat what I want, okay? It's a free country, and I should be allowed to eat what I want because I'm allowed to be a fat ass in America, okay? I mean, look at our own president. Now, this isn't political in any way, but look at our president. He's a fat ass. He eats at McDonald's every day, and should I be idolizing him? Probably not, but you know. But I mean, like, if you know, our country is founded on fat assery, you know, like. The whole American way is that you can be a fat ass and you can be proud about it, okay? Like, you can eat McDonald's, and I'm proud to have a McDonald's. I'm proud to have a Chick-fil-A on every corner. I'm proud to have all that shit. And you wanna know why? Because it tastes good, okay? It tastes good. That's why I'm proud of it. And, you know, I will admit, alright, I'm probably gonna die way sooner than the average person. The average person in, like, another country will. Because I live in America, and I eat fucking McDonald's, right? And McDonald's is pumped full of, like, shit that will kill you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Like, McDonald's is, like, awful for you. It is nothing but unhealthy. It's full of preservatives, chemicals, and shit to get you hooked, right? But it tastes so fucking good! It tastes so good, dude! Like, I'm sorry, but, like, people look at me and they say, oh, not look at me, but, like, whenever I'm talking about McDonald's and stuff like that, they go, like, oh, you know, like, oh, that shit's unhealthy for you, you should probably stop it. I'm just like, well, you know what? I'm probably gonna die at a young age anyways, probably with the way that my life's going, with my brother being a fucking terrorist, and my uncle being also basically a terrorist. You know, I'm probably gonna die in some tragic bombing at a young age. So, you know, what's even the point of, like, you know, trying to eat healthy when I'm probably just gonna die in some horrific way anyways? You know? I already know with the way I'm going. You know, I am not dying of old age. I am definitely going, oh, god damn it, I can't use my goddamn abilities. I'm not dying at a young age. No, opposite. I'm not dying of old age. I'm not dying of cancer and shit like that. I'm gonna die because of my brother probably bombing some building that I'm in. He doesn't know it, and he's just gonna kill me, right? Or my uncle is probably gonna stab me when I try and, like, try to bring a conflicting argument to one of his conspiracy theories, right? I'm dying like that. I'm not dying from cancer. I'm not dying from shit like that, okay? So really, who gives a flying fuck if I have a McDonald's, if I have a goddamn Big Mac every so often, alright? Who cares, right? I can get pretty fired up about fast food. I'm sorry. That's I'm taking this a little too far, but you know. Yeah. I guess really at the end of the day, it really just boils down to the fact that you know, that you know, I would like it if, you know, I were to live for a long time, but I just know it's not gonna happen. So I don't really give a fuck about my health. Now, do I work out and stuff? Well, I kind of have to, because if I want to outrun my brother, then I'm gonna have to have good cardio. I'm gonna have to, you know, do that shit, because, you know, otherwise I'm not making it out alive. I'm gonna have to outrun whatever fucking, ooh, you know, that shit. You know. I don't know, man. Yeah, the mixed snack wraps look pretty good, I guess. You know, it was kind of crazy how Popeyes, right? I don't know if you guys saw this. I don't know if you guys are caught up in the fast food world as me, but you know, right? What Popeyes did right after the McDonald's announced their mixed snap wraps, Popeyes immediately oh yeah, we got our snack wraps now too, bitch, you know. And it was really cool, you know, because they were just like, you know, oh yeah, like, oh, look at us, McDonald's, we're bringing back the snack wraps. And then Popeyes was just like, fuck you, we're making a new mixed snap wrap. And I'm not gonna lie, Popeyes is like the most heavenly restaurant of all time. If there was a place that, if there was a time I've ever been closest to heaven, it would probably be any time I've had Popeyes. That's the closest I've ever been to heaven, okay?
Cash out complete and the powerhouses reap the rewards.
When a steal comes off like this, you just have to respect it.
Fuck. Okay. What else can I talk about? You know, I don't know if my brother can feel emotions, low-key. Because I'm really thinking about it, right? I mean, no, he can feel emotions. He's felt emotions before, but like, he just, I don't know. He's a strange man, you know. He's felt emotions before, but like, I don't really know, man. Can you just die already? Can you I saw you run, little bitch. Stupid. Yeah. God damn it! Okay. You know, when you have someone like my brother, right, living in your life, it's kind of stressful, because, like, you never know when your house might get, like, bombed or something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm really stressing about this, because I don't think you realize how stressful it is to have someone like my brother in my life. I don't think any of you understand. Because I think most of you that are watching probably don't have an actual terrorist for a brother. And I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot in this video, but that's mainly just because I can't wrap my head around the fact that I can't sleep easy at night. Okay? Because my brother, whenever he's out there in the wild somewhere, just like being a fucking terrorist and doing whatever the fuck. And I keep on saying he's just being a terrorist, and I haven't really gotten into the specifics. He does shit like when we were kids, right? I'm gonna start spouting off some stuff that I can't really be turned into full storytime videos. I'm just gonna start spouting stuff that he's done. He has bombed. He's always had a fascination with explosives, like ever since we were, you know, children. He's always had this fascination in loving explosives, and he's always, you know, I understand why explosives are cool. I will admit, explosives are cool. Fire is cool. Arson is cool. No, not arson. Fuck, no, not arson. But like, bombs, fire, and stuff like that, that shit's cool. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. It's cool. That shit is cool. But meanwhile, like, you know, you have someone like my brother who, you know,
That was unexpected.
and then, you know, who takes it to a whole other level. He does tons of, he just takes it to a whole other level, like, to a level. Oh, don't tell me I don't see you. What the fuck?
Oh my god, bros. Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying. I just can't. I just wish I had a normal life. You know, like you know, for a good couple months. That's why I wasn't uploading for a while. Like everything was fairly normal, like for a good couple months, and then you know, my brother started like going fucking berserk on Panera or whatever. So, you know, I think that's really about it I could talk about. There's really nothing else much I can do, like, talk about. That was just a general venting video, you know, talking about my brother and shit. You know, I had to get some emotions out about my, fucked up brother and uncle and all that shit, you know. You know how it is, except for you don't know how it is, because I'm the only one who's been experiencing this shit, you know. I guess we played well. I guess friendly teammates, yeah, that's a good, yeah, feedback. Alright, well, that's really about it for me. Thanks, bye.